Today I'm going to give away a free t-shirt, bring you a Comic Hero Throwdown Showdown fight, bring you comics news, and reveal the books I bought this week. How y'all doing? I'm Victor, and you are watching the Comic Hero Show. Now kick that logo! Welcome to this week's edition of the Comic Hero Show. I'm your host Victor Nunley, and I am the Comic Hero. Now this month is Autism Awareness Month. Now autism, or the correct terminology, autism spectrum disorder, is a developmental disorder that affects a person's behavioral and social skills. Now you can be of any age and be diagnosed with this disorder. However, it's called a developmental disorder because the symptoms of it usually show up in a person's first 2 years of life. Now, in addition to it affecting a person's behavioral social skills, a person with autism may have very few interests and they have repetitive behaviors. In my field of work, I have worked with people with with autism, and so my interest may not, and I can tell you that my interest may not be their interest, and they feel that they have to do the same thing over and over again. And one thing about it, they don't like change very much. But just about anyone doesn't like change. There's a lot of folks that don't like change. It's not just people with autism. That could be anyone. And it hurts them. And when people with autism, it hurts their ability to work, to go to school, or just to be around folks. It really bugs me when a person says something bad about somebody with autism. It really bugs me. I've been around folks that say, "Oh, I don't understand that person. I don't know why they gotta go to school here. Why they gotta do that? Blah 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 blah." All I have to say is, shut up. I mean, until you personally know someone that has autism, until you know what autism is, then you really have no reason to say anything. Now there are three different types of autism. There's autistic disorder, Asperger's syndrome, and pervasive developmental disorder. Now, this is an autism awareness comic hero tee that I'm wearing. If you see the CH, it's the puzzle. It's the autism puzzle pattern, and then here's the ribbon for it. I just want anyone that's watching this to know that anyone, whether you know someone with autism, whether you're autistic yourself, I'm with you. I'm with you, and I'm all in. I guarantee it, because how I feel about because I love everyone, and it's not just love for certain. I don't show love for certain people, more love for certain people than others. I show unconditional love to everyone the same way. It doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter what walk of life you come from. If you're living, I love you. All right, it's time to give away a free t-shirt. All right, last week's episode I asked, who is the villain in the Shazam movie? Well, the correct answer is Dr. Thaddeus Savannah. Well, 6 people have answered correctly, and because they've answered correctly, their name's been entered in the drawing for a free tee. And that drawing takes place right now. So, the winner of the free tea for this week's episode of the show is Tristan Galloway from Longview, Texas. So, congratulations, Tristan. You win yourself a free Comic Hero tea. All right, here's the question for next week's episode, and this is also a Shazam question. Which U.S. city does the Shazam movie and the current Shazam comic series take place in? Everyone who answers correctly will be entered in a drawing for a free tea in next week's episode of the show. Alright, now D'Angelo Blue from Youngstown, Ohio has requested a Comic Hero Throwdown Showdown fight, and this one features two awesome men, are two amazing men who both have different takes on mind over matter. Represent DC, we have Brainiac, and represent Marvel, we have Professor X. These two are going to duke it out in a segment I like to call the Comic Hero Throwdown Showdown. Welcome to the Comic Hero Throwdown Showdown. Today is Brainiac versus Professor X. Brainiac possesses technopathy, superhuman intelligence, energy projection of superhumanly strong and durable tendrils, the ability to take possession of other beings, generation of impenetrable force fields, utilizes advanced weaponry and equipment, vast psychic powers, telepathy, telekinesis, mind control, matter manipulation, and astral projection. Professor X possesses genius-level intellect, incredible ESP, telepathy, and mental manipulation. Who will win? Mind over matter would definitely be an understatement in this fight. Brainiac would strike first by using his tendrils to grab Professor X's wheelchair and attempting to smash it with it. Professor X quickly encounters by telekinetically stopping Brainiac from doing so. He then telekinetically smashes Brainiac with it. Brainiac then uses his astral projection to fool Professor X, but to no avail. The latter is one of the most powerful telepaths in comics for nothing. Brainiac then relies on weapons, but Professor X blocks each and every one of them. Professor X then counters by attempting to mentally shut down Brainiac's part of his mind that allows him to use his powers. This is unsuccessful when Brainiac puts up a force field. This fight ends in a draw. But wait! As the two leave, Professor X does the unthinkable and opens his mind to Brainiac. The latter tries to possess Professor X, but is stopped in his tracks and suddenly lobotomized when he stumbles upon a Shi'ar-coded virus. Being a significant other of the Queen of the Shi'ar Empire has his privileges. Professor X wins. And that concludes this fight on the Comic Hero Throwdown Showdown. Alright, well I hope you enjoyed that fight, and I have another one for next week. Alright, it's time for Comically Speaking, so without further ado, let's talk comics! Alright, there are four things we're going to talk about in this segment of Comically Speaking, and the first one is reports that Joe and Anthony Russo, the directors of Captain America the Winter Soldier, Captain America Civil War, Avengers Infinity War, and Avengers Endgame, are working on a documentary for Stan Lee. And I think this is a great thing because there's so much that a lot of folks don't know about him. I mean, there's a few things even I don't know about Stan. And I think that Marvel owes it to everyone to tell his story. And when the documentary comes out, I'm definitely gonna watch, because this guy, with the help of so many other creators, built a very strong comics empire that's Marvel Comics. And I mean, it started out with comics, and then cartoons followed, and then TV shows followed, then movies followed, and now here we are. And definitely gonna go see it. Alright, now the second thing. Another awesome guest has been added to the list of awesome guests at GeekCon coming this August. And that is Tiffany Vulber. Now, if you don't know who she is, she played the voice of Bulma on Dragon Ball, Dragon Ball Z, and Dragon Ball GT. And she was at Louisiana Comic Con a few years ago, and so glad she's come to GeekCon. And I'm going to see if I can get an interview with her. So, Tiffany Vulber at GeekCon this August. Alright, now the third thing. Krypton Season 2 It's coming June 12th to Sci-Fi, and it's going to now it follows Superman's grandfather, and he gets a distress call from present day Earth about Superman needing help, and so he goes to the past and he tries to help out his grandson without him knowing that he's Kryptonian. And season 1 was such a smash hit, and I'm really looking forward to season 2 because of 3 reasons: Brainiac, Doomsday, and Lobo. All 3 of those Superman villains are going to be in season 2 of Krypton. I'm really looking forward to it. June 12th just can't get here any faster. Wow. Alright, and the last thing, and this is on a very serious note, Kazuhiko Katu, or as a lot of folks may know him as Monkey Punch, has passed away. And Monkey Punch, I mean, he was like one of the greats in writing and drawing manga. I mean, his first creation was Playboy School in Funabasha's Manga Story magazine back in 1965. But it wasn't until 3 years later when his most famous creation came on the scene in manga action, and I'm talking about Lupin III. That's right, folks. Lupin III started out as a mega series in 1968, created by Monkey Punch. Then 3 years later, it was made to a cartoon series, and there have been different volumes of Lupin III. The first one was in 1971, that lasted a few years. Then the second series was from 1978 and ran all the way through 1982. Oh, well, yes, 1982. And then the third one ran 5 seasons from or was it 6? No, yes, it was 6, from 1984 to 1990. And then there's a current series. The fourth series ran from 2015 to 2016, and there's a 5th series which Lupin takes place in Japan. I mean, not Japan, but in France. That just started airing in France last year. But it hasn't come to the States just yet. But when it does, I'm definitely going to be watching. But one of the things that the accolades that Monkey Punch has received over his illustrious career, he won the San Diego Comic-Con's Inkpot Award. He's won a Rome Comics Festival's Robix de Oro Award. He won the AMD Lifetime Achievement Award and then the Tokyo Anime Lifetime Achievement Award. But I mean, he pretty much paved the way for so many different manga writers and artists, and not just manga, but also comics as well. Because he was because I've heard a lot of writers and artists have been singing his praises over the years, and Monkey Punch, will miss you, and hopefully we'll see you on the other side. Alright, that's it for Comically Speaking. Now let's get to the comics I bought this week.
Comic books I bought this week.
Alright, first up is West Coast Avengers number 8. West Coast Avengers number 9. West Coast Avengers number 10, final issue. Batman number 69. Justice League number 22. Teen Titans number 29. Wonder Twins number 2. Wonder Twins number 3. Uncanny X-Men number 16. Tony Stark Iron Man number 10. Thor number 12. Peter Parker's Spectacular Spider-Man number 313. It's also a last issue. Venom number 11. Venom number 12. The War of the Realms number 2. Young Justice number 2. Deathstroke number 42. And finally, Teen Titans Annual number 1. Alright, that's 18, which brings the total number of comics that I bought since December of 1987 to 9,284. Alright, well, I hope you enjoyed this week's episode. Here's a question again for a free tee for next week's episode of the show. Which U.S. city does the current Shazam comic series and the movie take place? Everyone who answers correctly will be entered in the drawing for a free tee in next week's episode of the show. And congratulations to Tristan Gallet from Longview, Texas, who won a free tee in this week's episode. One thing that in addition to, just helping people whenever I raise awareness of different causes, I also want to educate people. Because there are a lot of folks who don't know anything about autism. There are folks who don't know anything about breast cancer. There are a lot of folks who don't know about, colon cancer or just about any cause. And I want to help people who are living with these cancers and these disorders, and I also want to make other people aware of what they are and what a person has to go through. Because we're all here to help each other, and I don't care who you are, I don't care what walk of life that you come from. If you're not helping, you're not living. All right, here's the road ahead for the show. Now, next week I'm not going to have really anything planned. I can't really think of anything. If any of y'all have anything in mind and it's constructive and it's positive, please let me know before I do episode 252. And next Saturday, not this coming Saturday, but next Saturday, it's the holiday. And some of y'all are probably wondering, what am I talking about? Well, I'm talking about Free Comic Book Day. It's in it's May 4th. Oh, yes, May the 4th be with you. And I'm going to be out in full force. Not sure exactly where I'm going to go to buy comics. I've narrowed it down to about 2 locations, but I'm kind of leaning towards one of them. When I decide which one I'm going to, I'll let you know in episode 252. By the way, I'm also going to do a Comic Hero Show Extra. I haven't done one of those in quite some time, but I think Free Comic Book Day would be the perfect time to do that. And this weekend, Avengers Endgame. Go see it. I sure will. Alright, I'm Victor Nunley on the Comic Hero. I'll see you next week for episode 252. So until then, be safe, be blessed, be a hero, and go out and see Avengers Endgame, y'all. You won't be disappointed.